be an energy in the room. Because I had my hair blue, the director refused to give me a main role. People at uni were saying, how have you done that? And it's just like consistency, like making sure that you have the content there to constantly post. You have to be willing to go that extra mile. The algorithm is constantly changing.
I've worked with companies like I Saw It First, Misguided, Nice. Social media is a blurred vision of reality. I got to a point where I was putting in my captions, this picture is edited. I'll only do promote stuff that I feel really, really works.
What a blessing to be able to dance every single day.
It was like being in my weird version of High School Musical.
Welcome everybody to Moledina Talks, the show where we gain insight into individuals from different industries and discover what it is that drives them to their success.
My name is Zahra and I'll be co-hosting this episode with my brother Ali.
Today we have another great guest in store for you all to see.
But before we start, make sure you like, comment and subscribe and turn on your notifications.
I hope you all enjoy the episode.
Yeah, that's quite interesting because it kind of shows where your ability to create content for social media kind of stem from. And
yeah,
I know as the manager of being the social media manager of that company that you were previously talking about, can you just tell people how you managed to grow your own social media and the best sort of steps are, even if there's any secrets behind it that you know of?
Yeah, so I think if you want to grow your own social media, firstly you have to really think about what you want to get out of it. What is it that you want to get out of it? Because there is a lot of wrong reasons that people want to grow their social media, but then there's also the right reasons as well. For me, I really went down the route of, okay, I want this to be a business profile. I want to be able to put my stuff out there for fun and to enjoy it as well at the same time. So I think while I was at university, really the light for how powerful Instagram for business was, that's where it all stemmed from in a sense. And stepping into the marketing role really helped because I was doing it for my theatre company alongside doing it with my own stuff. And the story of how my Instagram grew is actually really random. But so long story short, I've been the same size as in person for I don't know how long, since school. Zara will know, since school I'm tiny and I've been 5'3" for so long. So imagine all the clothes that I have, they're all the same size, and I've always had the same size clothes, and still to this day I'll have clothes that I had when I was at school, and I was like, really should get rid of that, but I don't want to. So what I did was I started this Depop account up, which is selling on your clothes and secondhand things like that. And I was like, yeah, I should start getting rid of stuff and maybe making a little bit of pocket money. And so I built this profile and I realized you had to get really good pictures of clothing to be able to sell them. And the way Depop is set out, it's like an Instagram profile. So you have your tiles and your pictures have to look a certain way if you really want to sell them. So when you sort of compare Depop to eBay, with eBay, to put your clothes on a bed sheet and just take a picture, that's fine. But with Depop, it's you have to be more creative. And with my Depop, I was like, okay, I'll have to get pictures that people want to see that the clothes, how it fits on me in a sense, because I was getting a lot of messages saying, oh, can I see how that looks on? How does that look at the back? And I was thinking, okay, well, I'll model the clothes, I'll take the pictures, and then I'll post them with me wearing them. Save me getting all these questions all the time. So I started taking pictures of my clothes, and I remember my following was going up a lot on my Depop. And this is a really interesting fact here. My Depop following was much higher than my Instagram. So it was, I think it's currently at 14k followers on Depop. And that's always been my first big following Depop has. And that was just because I needed to sell my clothes. But then I was like, well, I need to sell them. Maybe I share them pictures and put them on Instagram as well. So I literally just carbon copied the pictures and just sent them straight over to my Instagram profile. And at the time at university, there was a few friends that were really invested in blogging and creating fashion content and the whole social media Instagram world. They were really invested in it. So
Yeah.
I had those talks going on at university, but I also had me thinking I need to sell all of these clothes, because at the time I was like triple wardrobe, a rail full of clothes, and the amount of clothes was just piling and piling up. But when I started to post the Depop content over to my profile, it was a little bit like, okay, these are getting like a lot of attraction and people are starting to follow that want to see more fashion content. And I started to tag like where I'd got the clothing from, and also put in the comments where I was getting the clothes from and answering questions. Oh, hi, what size did you get? And then I realized, well, actually I could turn and transform this into something. And a lot of people were from the influencer fashion industry were reaching out to me, and they were like showing me their pictures, or like, how did you edit this? And for me it was like, well, of course I'm going to give all this information away. Like it's nice that people can ask me like, oh, how did you edit this picture? And I think coming from a creative background, video editing, photo editing, that's just something you really learn throughout the industry. And me to just transform and put that innovate into my fashion world in a sense, it was just me winging it and just seeing where it went. But the followers just started going up, and I was like, okay, I maybe we've got to put a bit of time into this and see what happens. And I then started engaging a lot with the community, and I was commenting on the other people's profiles. And then I realized that if you comment, you get comments for comments, and it was getting my account more followers. And it was slowly but surely building up. And I can't say it just happened, because I put a lot of work into my Instagram. It got to a point where I was like, I really want to sell these clothes, but I'm also enjoying this presence in a sense. And I was enjoying people wanting to see where I had got my clothes from, or wanting to see how I could put my outfits together. And I was really just following the process and growing it slowly. And then I remember having I think my first collaboration gifted content was a bracelet. And this company had reached out to me and they said, oh, how would you like us to send you this bracelet? And all you have to do is do like a post on social media, and it's like free. And I was like, what? It is so, at the time it was like, what is going on? Now it's like, oh, that really does happen. But that was the taster of what the industry is and it was like. And I was like, I really can do this. And I was thinking, if people do this all the time, like, people are getting free products, free clothes. So I ran with it. At that point I was like, I'm going to see where this goes. And I would literally just keep posting the fashion content. And I will say consistency is key, because when it comes to Instagram, if you're not constantly posting, the algorithm will not be boosting your posts. It's all based on you constantly posting content, and the algorithm is constantly changing and making it harder for people to push their content and to grow, because it's so competitive now. Back then it wasn't as competitive. Now, oh my god, everybody wants to be an influencer. With the likes of TikTok, everybody knows how to be an influencer in a sense, or how to be a blogger. And it's a weird one, because I will never see myself as an influencer. I will see myself as a creative, and I will always post stuff that I feel like I want to post. And me posting like the fashion content, it's just something that I visually like and I visually enjoy. And I posted it constantly and kept doing it until I had I think maybe it was I Saw It First reach out to me and say, oh, we'll send you some clothes, and all we want in return is the images, just a post on your Instagram, just tag us and whatnot. And I was like, clothes, yes, hello. So I think more and more collaborations started to come in.
That was it. So yeah, a few companies reached out to me, and that's when it was a bit like, okay, this is a normal thing within this industry. Like, people get free clothes to create content and to post it. And it was funny because one of my friends at uni, she was doing it as well, and she had a lot of people messaging her saying, how do you have so many clothes? And it's like, she's getting sent them for free, that's why. And it's so crazy and it is such a blessing. Like, it was so lovely to be able to experience getting so many free clothes, and all I was doing was posting them on social media. So I've worked with companies like I Saw It First, Misguided, Nike, and I think that's when you get to a point where you're like, wow, like, how did I get here? But it literally was down to consistency, because I was posting so often. It got to the point where I was posting once a day, and that sounds crazy. That sounds so wild, but those days that I was posting, I was getting so many new followers, but it was just based on the fact that I was always putting something out that was new.
Yeah.
And I stick to like every 3 days now, and I still, like, I'm in a position where I'm it's healthy for me to be posting that much. I'm never at a point where, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming, this is too much. And I think that is something that's so important about social media. If you ever get to a point where you feel like, oh, it's too much pressure, it's too much to keep up with, then stop, take a break. You don't need to be posting so often. You don't need to put your everything into social media, because social media is a blurred vision of reality, and everything you see on social media is not true. It's not reality. It isn't. If you see people that look amazing, their body, their figure, they look so perfect in your eyes, it's edited. I have no shame in saying I edit my pictures. I got to a point where I was putting in my captions, this picture is edited, just because I felt like I had to. I felt comfortable doing that. I'm so blessed that I have such a positive mentality about social media and like the whole world of blogging and things like that, because there's so many people that get into it that will have a really negative experience, and it gets a lot of pressure and puts a lot of pressure on them, and it builds up this anxiety in them. And I think that's so dangerous, and it's so bad for the younger generation as well to get into that sort of industry if they're not ready. So I'll try my best to put out a little bit of reality and preach that this isn't all true. It's a false reality. It really is. But then I also have to remember, well, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy editing. I enjoy putting my creativity on my work. So that's why I continue to post. And I think you asked about the backdrop earlier. Do you want to? So I put the one S hook to the rail and then the other S hook to my wardrobe, and it literally creates this, like, you've got like the sways and the rows going on. But for my Instagram pictures, that's all I do. I literally have a sheet as a backdrop, and then I'll smooth the sheet out, and then I'll whiten it, and then that's how, for my images, I mainly smooth out my backdrop and also whiten. I do a lot of whitening, and it's literally like the easiest thing. Like, anybody can do it. Like, I don't have the space, I don't have the studio space for it, and some people say, oh, I can't do it, I don't have the right setup. No, wing it. You wing it and you create that setup, because you don't always have to have like a plain wall. You don't always have to have something that's just one block color. A lot of people now, they do sheets of different colors and they'll create 2 block colors. But there's so many videos on YouTube as well that shows you how to create your own backdrop. For me, myself, I just winged it. I was like, well, I just need a plain, something that's just basic, so I can put the fashion focus on the piece of clothing. And that works for me, and that's how I was doing my Depop content. And then it just turned into like, okay, you know what, I've created this sort of like branding for myself where I always have similar images for my Instagram, and that's how my clothing content went off. I think if you're consistent and you have a brand about yourself, then people who enjoy that content, they're going to come back because they know they're going to get similar content. And that's how it is. Like, there's sometimes where I change and I switch up and I put like a coloured piece of paper to the wall, like a big sheet, and I'm like, you know what, today I'm going to have a blue backdrop. You can literally DIY these backdrops, and that's me as a person. Like, I'll DIY it. At some point, I'll probably get more professional with my backdrop and stuff like that. But now I quite enjoy having the weirdly put together, quirky, unique sheets just thrown up, or like paper just stuck to a wall. It works, so I'm just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, that's really creative.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just worry about, oh, I don't have the space. No, make the space. Make sure that you're doing what you enjoy and you're creating your own unique vision with it, in a sense.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to you being at BOA and the creator schools, and it was kind of reminding me of don't know if you watched the show Victorious and High School. It kind of I was kind of imagining you in that school with Ariana Grande and
Hollywood
going
arts.
through that. So is it similar to those shows, or?
Yeah, well, it's really funny because I remember when I was actually at BOA, I did have a few people say to me, oh, so you go to BOA, you go to that like drama school, like, is it like High School Musical? And I really thought about it, and in my head I was like, you know what, do people break out in music in the canteen? And the answer was yes. Like, people actually would just rock up with their equipment and they'd start breaking out in songs and music. And it's crazy to think about it now, because at the time it was like, well, what's happening? And in a sense it was normal because I was around it all the time. But then I think when I think about other people going to college and studying different things and subjects, they would never experience that. So yeah, it was like being in my weird version of High School Musical, and I thoroughly enjoyed it because it was so weird and random, but it was also motivating as well. And what's better than like going to college and experiencing other people's talents and other people's energy in a room? And like, if I'm eating, the entertainment's good, like I'm sitting down eating, it's nice to turn around and there's people like singing, or it was amazing. It was like High School Musical. Weirdly, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it must have been great being around like so many like talented people with like the same sort of passion as you. Especially from like, you're probably going from like secondary school where you're in like a small pond of people. There's a few people that share the same interests as you, and then you go to a place like BOA where like you're surrounded by people that are interested in that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that is so crucial as well. Being able to be around people who have similar interests, it's just so motivating and amazing. Like, you should never be the smartest person in a room, and the reason being is because if you're the smartest person in a room, what have you got to learn? You can't learn anything from that point. You're going to be teaching other people. And me as a person, I always want to learn more. I always want to experience more and see more. And you should always be around the energy that like motivates that and creates that energy and glows from you. I think the transition was insane because school, like you said, was a small pool of people, but then going into the sort of like the realm of everything creative, it was so motivating to be able to sit there and be like, well, if these guys, this many people want it, then surely we can all get our heads together and we can grab it. Do you know what I mean? and also being able to collaborate with people as well. Like, I was on the dance course, but then to be able to work with other people, like the video production team, and collaborations are just so crucial. And even now, I always do collaborations. Like, us being here now, like, I think it's amazing just to be able to be around like creatives.
Like networking.
It's networking. It's amazing. And people, I don't know, I think some people have like a bit of like, oh, I don't know, collaborations, but I should be getting paid for it. Yes, you should be getting paid for your work, and I will always preach it. But you know what, like, to start building yourself as an individual, you have to collaborate with people. And me, myself, I did so, like, when my Instagram started like growing, I had a few photographers reach out to me and say, hi, like, let's collaborate, let's do a shoot. And I was like, yes, like, I'm getting pictures and you're building your portfolio. So I'm able to put those photos on my Instagram and also shout them out. And they're getting their portfolio built up and also getting the exposure that they want, in a sense. But I'm getting content. So I'm happy with that. And you will get to a point where you say, okay, I know these are my rates, in a sense, but at the beginning of like the career, at the beginning of the process, it's so crucial to collaborate. And I will never turn down a good collaboration. If I feel like I'm getting something good out of it and that person's also getting something good out of it, I'll happily do it. Like, I love collaborations. I remember at my old workplace, they used to call me collaboration queen, because I always said to them, why are you not collaborating? Why are you not collaborating? Like, the randomest things you can collaborate on as well. We had at my old workplace, we had a woman come on and collaborate on the Facebook page, and she was just doing morning yoga sessions. And for her, she was getting the exposure. For us, we were getting content, like an hour's worth of content for people to like watch and enjoy. So collaborations are so crucial within this industry.
Yeah, sounds like a really exciting journey you've had as well. I was just wondering, because I'm sure it's not been all like plain sailing the whole way. Have there been any like bumps in the road where you've kind of doubted yourself, or like been tempted to kind of give up and pursue another career?
Yeah, I think that's more so now where I'm at. I think. Okay. So for me now, my Instagram isn't what it used to be. I think my journey of building my Instagram was based around my fashion content and me posting more about clothing, and just getting all of my content out that was based and focused on clothing in itself. But now, I don't know, I think I hit a brick wall, and I realised how unhealthy it was in terms of fast fashion. And obviously that's a whole new ball game. And I think when I started to really look into it and realize how unhealthy it was for the environment itself, I was a bit like, I'm gonna slow it down here. And I knew that slowing that down meant that my Instagram growth would slow down, because people want to go to my profile based on clothing, and the content that I put out is just, it was all fashion. And now I've got to a point where I'm like, I'll still post fashion, I'll still post clothing, but now it's more of me just enjoying myself and me as a person. Funnily enough, I started my own fashion company, and I started it for a year, and I started selling clothes online, and a lot of them were clothes that I'd got sent for free, and I was just getting rid of them. So they were all still brand new. I just got pictures of them, and then I was like, you know what, like, I could do this as just my own sort of like Depop, my own eBay, in a sense. So now I built up my website, and I actually have it's so random, I am a random person. I have my website, I have a page that's just basically my shop, and it's just all my clothing. Because the route that I was going to go down was a fashion company, but I think when I really thought about fast fashion, I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to get into it. If I'm doing fashion, it's going to be secondhand, it's going to be reworked clothes, or it's going to be reselling clothes.
Yeah.
So last year, 2019 summer was insane. I made so many sales because I was basically reselling Nike skirts, and the skirts, let's say they retail for £40. I remember going on to Depop, and I put a few of them up on Depop, and I was like, send me offers, because at the point I was like, I don't know how much I'd sell them for. Some of them brand new with tags and things like that. And I remember somebody offered me £70 for the skirt, and I was like, £70? Are you sure? And I remember saying, are you sure that's okay? And I was like, at that point I realized, like, dead stock is so valuable. And then that's how I got into reselling it. A lot of people look down upon reselling, but you know what, when you go to high street stores, you go to Primark and you go to like Topshop and things like that, people have to realize that they buy their clothes for a tiny amount, and then they'll add profit onto it, and then they'll sell it. So in a sense, they're reselling as well. And there was a few people that say, how are you selling these skirts for £70? Why are you doing that? And it's like, so when you go shopping, you think that they're selling them at the price that it's made. No, they're not. Like, every business is making profit. So me doing reselling, that's just me as a business. So it was crazy. Like, I'd got into this world of reselling, and I built my website up, and now I sell like dead stock, secondhand clothes, and I feel more comfortable doing that. And I think that's where the Instagram's like dipped in fashion a little bit, and I post more about what I enjoy. And you know what, figures has never been a focus for me. How many followers I have, how many likes I have, and I really don't care. And I think that's what's so important as well. At the point where you only focus on that, that's when you have to step back and think, this is unhealthy, because you shouldn't ever put value on yourself as a person based on the figures that you're getting on a social media account. You shouldn't do that. And I'm okay with my Instagram dipping in followers. I'm okay with it growing. I'm okay with getting 5 likes on a photo. I'm okay with that. And when I do get like a video that gets like amazing amount of likes, I remember I started up a TikTok. I don't really focus on it, I just post for fun. And I remember one of my videos got like 75k views, and I was like, wow, that's really good, that's amazing. Also, I don't care. That's the blessing in it. Like, it's amazing, and it is so lovely to be able to say, yeah, like, I have had that many like views on a video. And it was on one of my business accounts. I was like, that's brilliant, but also I'm not obsessed with it. And I think there is a lot of people now in the industry that are obsessed with it, and it's sad because they are obsessed with that false reality of it, in a sense. And I like the fact that now Instagram, you have to put an ad on your caption if you're promoting something for a company, because even myself, I have so many free products sent to me now, and it is a blessing, it is amazing. But I'll have things like gummy bears, and I'll only do like promote stuff that I feel really works, or I think I try my best to do my personal view on it. And I remember I've had things sent to me and I've not really liked the product that they like. It in my head, I'm like, it's a bit of a lie, it's a bit, it's not all there. And I remember having like hair products sent to me, and they said, oh, your hair will be silky and soft after it. And I did a review for them, and it was so brutal and honest. And I said, it's a really nice product, it smells really good, makes your hair smell so good. However, I could not get a brush through my hair. I couldn't get a brush through my hair. So for me, there's no way in hell I'm going to do a post telling people that your hair will be silky and soft, because it will not be.
Yeah, you have to believe in the product.
Yeah, I have to be able to really believe in the product. And I think that's why I've turned down so many collaborations in terms of like products, beauty and fashion now, because unless I myself feel 100 within that company or within that product, then I won't do it. I think the really great thing about collaborations though is, like I say, you do get to a point where you'll get paid for stuff, and I have been blessed to say that I do get a lot of work from my Instagram. And there was one company that I worked very closely with, and they basically just sent, I remember getting like a few messages off the woman. She was so lovely, and she was basically said, what's your address? I'm going to send you some items. All we want in return is just pictures. And she said to me, you don't even have to do posts on Instagram. We just want pictures. And also, this is our budget. And I remember she said to me, like, she was going to send me, I'm fine with telling you guys rates. She sent me £100, right? She sent me a box. I didn't know what was in it until like I got it and opened it. And I remember opening the box up, and no word of a lie, I can't do it on the screen, but the box was huge, like huge. And the box had in, I want to say, about 28 dresses.
Oh,
so 28 dresses, about 16 bottoms, so like a mixture between shorts and skirts, and about 24 tops.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, like, what the hell is going on here? And I remember showing my family, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I was like, not only did I get all of these products that were for me to keep, she had said to me, all we need is the pictures, and this is like a payment for it as well. She just sent me £100. All I did was get the pictures, and the best thing about it was, not only did I get all the clothes, I was able to utilize those clothes to get content for my Instagram. So I had weeks and months worth of content that I knew I had stacked, ready to post when I needed to post it. And I think that's when you really get to a point of like, whoa, this is hitting success here, because I'm able to say to other companies now, no, I don't agree with their morals, or I don't agree with the product. I'll say no. Maybe I'll think about it in the future. Like, if you have any other products, let me know. I'm very open-minded about stuff. If I know 100% I'm not all in for the company, I will not take on the job, or I'll not take on the collaboration, because I have to really feel like personally invested in something to take it on, in a sense. I'm babbling on. I hope that makes sense.
No, it's really interesting how you kind of grew that end of it. Then we'll just move on to the final section of the interview. Like, the question that I have here for you is, I want to know, do you have a future project that you would love to work on?
You know what, I have so many goals, and they're all very, very random. At the moment, I'm at a point where I'm doing a little bit of everything and anything, because I just enjoy that. I'm just enjoying the process. Funnily enough, I've got a book here that I wanted to show you guys, and it says get your ish together. Basically, get your ish together. And it's called Productive Positive Life. In it, it's literally just like a diary, and it's basically me as a person. I just think to be able to be productive in a day is so crucial. And I did these books, I've got 2 of them, and it was just because I want to be able to. I did that. They're actually selling them on Amazon, and I'm selling them on my website. So you can have a look at those, check them out. But I do so many random things, and that was because, like, I want to make sure that I myself am productive every day. I do something every day that I think benefits me for now and in the future. So I have books, but I also want to at some point write a book. I know that's so random, so different, but I think being able to grow up in the creative industry. I think to be able to write a book at some point would be amazing, and to publish it.
Okay.
So those 2 books at the moment I've got like sorted, designed, I've published them. But to be able to write a proper hardcore story, a fantasy story, that would be amazing. And I think also to be able to grow my marketing industry, not my marketing industry, to grow my marketing business, and to be able to take on more clients and just work when I want to work. I think to be your own boss is such a blessing, and the way education is set out, it's not really set out for you to sort of build your own company and work for you. I think it's set out for you to be stuck in a system. That's fine. Get your education done and dusted. But at the point when you leave education, that is the real education. That is where you teach yourself. I listen to podcasts all the time. I would rather drive to work listening to a podcast or listening to something that is going to allow me to learn more, rather than listening to music. That's just me as a person. I think daily habits are so important. And also it helps you as a person to have conversations, because I remember when I first started at Amazon, I think a lot of people said to me, like, you're so educated and you're so easy to have a conversation with. And the secret to it is learn something new every day. Like, make sure you're constantly like reading up on what's happening in the world, constantly like advancing your craft. What are you interested in? Learn more about it. Social media is constantly changing. There's no way in hell I would be able to keep up with marketing if I did not focus on podcasts based around marketing, or based around new features in social media, because it changes so quick and so fast that one day you can have the algorithms based on one thing, the next day it's being completely altered, and you have to do something else to be boosted. So just learning something new every day. I don't know if that answered your question. I think I went on a tangent, but I think just to be able to learn more, do more, and stay creative. Like I say, I'm hopefully going to focus a little bit more on acting as well this year. So that's really, really exciting. But what I'll say to anybody is, no goals are ever too big. And there was times where I was like, I dream way too big, like way too big. But then I think now I'm in such a good headspace that I still say that to myself. My goals are really big, but I should still be pursuing them. Like, if I want a hotel that has hundreds of themed rooms, I want it, and I'm still going to try and get it. Do you know what I mean? It's just, don't ever think, oh, I can't do that. With this day and age, this like society now, you can do anything. I think the biggest changing moment was when somebody said to me, oh, you should work at a bank, or you should become a doctor. And I thought, but why? Because YouTubers get paid so much more. Why don't I just do that? And I think that is the blessing of like social media and things like that. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. If you want to make music, you can make music. It's insane, but things that have advanced so much, and as long as you stay on the right path and in the right positive headspace, amazing things are going to happen. Amazing things will happen and can happen. I've seen so many beautiful things happen to such good people. And stay positive, make sure you're that energy in the room and motivate the people around you, because like I've helped people out and that's just been something that I've wanted to do, but then I've had them message me like 2 years later saying, I've got this opportunity for you. And I think, wow, isn't that like amazing? Like, karma is good. Is good too. I think people only talk about bad karma, but karma also is amazing and it is good. So
I think it's a very good point. Yeah.
Thank you for that. I think that's really good advice for people out there trying to pursue a career in the creative industry. So yeah, you've given us some really good pointers, and I'm sure our viewers will really enjoy that as well.
Okay, so I just want to move on to like the final two questions before we move on to rapid fire questions. And in one sentence, so the first one is, what does the word success mean to you?
Happiness. I think to be able to be happy doing what you're doing, that is a success in itself. I hope that answers it.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect answer, because the next question was actually going to be, what does happiness mean to you in one sentence? But I think you kind of think they're like the same things, isn't it? That's like perfect, yeah.
I think happiness is really when you're at a point of positivity, to be able to live your day-to-day life and to be able to feel blessed and count your blessings. That really is happiness. And focus on the goods. Bad things will happen, but as long as you power all of your energy to focus in the goodness of the world and the goodness of the people around you, then you will be a happy soul and happiness will come with ease. So hopefully that answers that one.
Yeah. No, I agree, because I think happiness is like, a lot of people think the goal is happiness, but I think happiness is kind of like an in the moment emotion. I think the real like goal people are after is like peace and contentment in what they're doing. That's what they think happiness really is.
Yeah. So, I mean, you'll always have down days and that's fine. But you know what? You have so much power and control to get yourself out of that headspace. And that's the importance of it. If you want to be upset, you can maintain that energy. But if you want to be happy, you will be happy. As long as you want it, you can go and get it.
Yeah. I think that's great. The way that you look at that is brilliant.
Yeah, I think you have a really good perspective on that.
I do, yeah. Positivity always.
A Disney ball of energy.
Yeah.
From High School Musical.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, are you ready to move on to the final segment, rapid fire questions then?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, so just the first thing that comes into your head. So we got 14 of them. So your favorite city in the world?
Birmingham.
Really?
It has to be. The love for my city is just, it's insane. And I think it's because of in terms of creativity, I think Birmingham doesn't really show much for itself, and it should, because there is so much creativity that's hidden behind closed doors. So like my goal for this year is to focus on Birmingham's creativity and food and the beauty of Birmingham itself. And I said to my friend as well this year, I was supposed to do it 2 years ago. I'm gonna make sure that this year I create Birmingham content and I push it out on my socials as well. I was gonna keep it stuck to one Birmingham page, but I want to also spread it across to my personal Instagram, because I want Birmingham's creativity to be out there a little bit more. So my love for Birmingham is insane, but that's because Birmingham is a secret in a sense.
Yeah.
It's such a secret still, but it shouldn't be, because it is the second city, and we should make sure that it is the second city in a sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think it gets a lot of the credit it deserves in a lot of ways.
It really doesn't.
Yeah. Okay, so the second question is your favorite cuisine.
Ooh. You know what? I'm a big foodie. But I traveled to Thailand 2 years ago, and I experienced the best dishes. Like me and my partner at the time, we had pad thai, and it was amazing. Like, to be able to experience proper pad thai food from Thailand was amazing. And I traveled all around Thailand, so I tried it from a variety of different places. So when I'm in Birmingham, I always try my best to, if I'm going to a Thai place, I always have pad Thai, and I always compare it. I shouldn't, but I compare it. But I absolutely love, Thai Express in Birmingham City Centre. I think it's through the link, the Bullring link. Their food there is amazing, and it's the closest that I've found to real Thai food. So I do love a good pad Thai. I absolutely love pad Thai.
Yeah.
It's interesting you say that, because we had a guest Sajid on a few weeks ago, and he lived in Thailand for a bit, and he was raving about the food there as well.
Yeah.
And it's so cheap. It's so cheap. Like, I remember pad Thai, it was like, in pounds, it would be like £1. Like, sometimes we'd go to some places, it would be like 50 pence for a full meal. And it's if you're in Birmingham or you're in the UK, you're eating pad Thai, and it's going to be like £9.95 if you're getting like a proper meal. Whereas there, 50 pence, like, it was amazing. It was amazing. It worked wonders for me.
I don't think I've ever actually had it. I think I need to try that out.
Yeah, you've got to try it. You've got to try like going to Thailand and trying it though, because it's it is amazing. It just varies from place to place, but the fact that you're getting such a good meal, like, it's not even unhealthy. It's not. It's full of goodness as well. And 50 pence to £1, wow! Like, everyone loves a bargain, but to have a bargain and it tastes amazing, like, you are winning.
Yeah, I know, that sounds great.
Highly recommend. I highly recommend.
Yeah, we'll have to go. Me and Zahra will go. We'll vlog it maybe and show everyone how it is.
I have tried pad Thai, but I can't remember where. It might have been Malaysia, because they do a variety of those dishes. Honestly, I can't remember, and I definitely have tried it in the UK somewhere as well. But,
I'd experienced that food within a beautiful place, so it will always be on my mind. It's always like, it's like a memory food in a sense. I think that's why I love it so much. So if I do find a spot in Birmingham where there's good pad Thai, I'm like, oh, it's good, but it brings back such beautiful memories as well. So I think that's why I love it so much. But I am a big foodie, so like, I'm happy with any food.
You'll have to let us know when you find the next best pad Thai in the UK then.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I'll send you a message straight away. I'll say, make sure you in the next podcast.
Yeah, we'll let everyone else know about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, who is your biggest celebrity role model?
I don't know if you're going to be surprised about this one. Who inspires me, I'd say, is Elon Musk.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so reason being is because he's such, like, I know a lot of people slate like millionaires and things like that, but him as a person, to be able to do so much for the world, humanity itself, I think it's so beautiful to see someone with money put it to good use. And there's a lot of people with a lot of money in the world, but to be able to say, like, this person is changing the way we use transportation, changing the way we travel in space. Like, space travel would not be happening if it wasn't for Elon Musk and SpaceX. It would not be happening, and it's because it hit a standstill when a lot of problems occurred and NASA didn't have the funding for it. Whereas now Elon Musk is doing what he's doing. He just wanted to buy a rocket. He bought the rocket. And now he's utilizing it, and he's expanding humanity in a sense. I think that's so beautiful to see someone put their money to use, instead of just having it like stack up and just not do anything with it. And also Tesla, like, electric cars, why do we not already have that? Like, why was that not a thing like years and years ago? An electric car was made years ago, but why was it not changed within the world? And I think, like, I have a car now. I've had my first car for 6 years. I'm still on my first car. I don't know how, but I always said I want my second car to be a Tesla. Unfortunately, my car's ill at the moment, and the Tesla I want is not actually out yet, but like when I
Okay.
can get to a position where I can buy a Tesla, I will buy a Tesla because I really want one so bad. So Elon Musk, just everything that he does, it's just, I think it's so inspiring, and he puts out things to pay people to change the world. If you guys find a way to change something in the world that's going to make a positive change, then he'll pay them. Do you know what I mean? And I think,
Yeah.
Elon Musk, it has to be. And I think a lot of people will be like, what, really? Celebrities and other people don't really, unless I'm inspired, then I'm not really interested. So I think anyone that inspires me, I think he inspires me the most. And I think more so recently, he's finally getting recognition for the goodness that he's doing in the world. So, yeah. Unpopular opinion, I guess. I don't know, but Elon Musk is the one.
I don't think he gets enough credit for how hardworking he is, because I think he was working he's working like over 20 hours a day when he's first starting, and he was just sleeping in this little office room he had, like ridiculously hardworking.
Like, literally sleeping on the floor. Like, he works, and then running off like a few hours sleep. Like, his work ethic is insane, and I'll happily watch videos on like things that he does, and even the way he talks, you can see it when he's talking. He's so invested in what he does, and people say, "Oh, he's not a very good presenter. He's not a very good speaker." But have you ever seen someone so motivated and invested in what they're actually talking about, or have you watched someone rehearse something? Because anybody can act. Like, I could do a presentation and I could make you believe that I knew what I was talking about just because it's acting. But like, he'll stop and really think about what he's got to say in interviews. He'll have moments where he'll just be sitting in silence and then he'll talk. Like, to me, that's just someone so invested in what they're doing, and he works so hard. He's come from nothing. Let's be real. He's come from nothing. Like, I think the first thing that he really benefited from was PayPal, and then worked upward from there. Like, the stuff that he does is insane, and not a lot of people know that he has so many different things going on. He digs tunnels.
Very diverse.
Like, the Boring Company, like, he digs tunnels because, do you know what, traffic is a problem, but why didn't anyone else think of that? And he openly gave that idea to people, but nobody pursued the idea or ran with it. So he was like, well, I'm telling people to do it, no one's doing it, so I'm gonna have to do it myself. So I just think it's crazy. Like, I just think he focuses so much on humanity, and I think it's amazing. He focuses on positive change, and that's what I love. Sustainability, and it's amazing. It's motivating, definitely.
It's a massive inspiration.
Definitely.
So Elon, if you're watching, Leilah's in need of the new Tesla you're going to be releasing. She can promote you on Instagram as well.
I wish.
Your next endorsement is a new Tesla from Elon. Okay, so we got a few quick questions now. I think we're gonna have to rename this segment because the last few weeks rapid fire questions have been taking quite long. So the next so the next few ones. So the next one is your favorite color to wear.
Blue, all the way blue. I love blue so much.
Food or sleep?
Food. Big
money
food.
Yeah. Money or love?
It's a tough one. I have to say. It's a tough one because money can be love can be money, but then are we separating it? So it's like, would you rather be in love and have no money, or would you rather have money and not be in love? That's the interesting thing about it. I want to say love because love comes in so many different forms. Love for your job, love for the people around you, and also happiness comes with love, and I'll always choose happiness. But then people say money can't buy happiness, but when I'm going on holiday and I'm enjoying the sun, I'm happy. So in a sense, but it has to be love solely if I'm going with
One or the other.
round of, yeah, it has to be love.
Yeah.
And night in or night out?
Oh, it's a tough one. I'm gonna say night in, because I do love a good movie. I do love treats and sweets, and I love to be able to have like my own comfort and personal energy around me. So yeah, night in.
Okay. And summer or winter?
These are quite hard, you know. They're so simple, but they're quite hard.
That's the purpose.
Yeah, I think summer, just based on the energy and the fact that you can really go out and enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm a winter baby, so winter's always a blessing anyway. But it's nice to be able to get around to the heat. And the UK, we don't get it often, so it's that time where we're like, oh my god, we can actually enjoy the sun. Like, we can actually enjoy it rather than having rain or dull days all the time. I can have the sun, which radiates my energy, I feel like. So that positive ray of energy shines a little bit more. Definitely sun.
Yeah. YouTube or Netflix?
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
All the way.
I
feel like I didn't really have to think about that one. Netflix is really good. Absolutely love it. But you know what? YouTube is such a good teacher. You can learn so much from YouTube.
Yeah.
So YouTube all the way.
Yeah.
It's a really good
And one item you cannot live without.
My phone. It has to be.
Everybody says that.
Yeah. I tried to think about something else, but you know what? Like, my phone is everything, and it is mad that your phone is now an extension of you as a person. So when AI comes into it, like, for real, like, if you didn't have your phone, where are your alarm clocks? Where's your calendar? Where's your social media? Where's your connection to other human beings in the world? So yeah, your phone. It is massively an extension of us as human beings. So yeah.
Yeah. One person, dead or alive, you would want to meet.
Elon Musk. Yeah, I'd just love to have conversations just to see how his mind works, or just to really experience him talking about something that he loves. Yeah, it's a hard one. There is so many people in the world, so many, but I think it's just because thinking about who inspires me the most and who does the most for the world, I think I would have to put it down to that. So yeah, I'd love to have that conversation.
Yeah, he's come up quite a lot, actually.
Yeah,
surprised he didn't come up in the money or love question. You know, love's good, but Elon Musk is showing you the Tesla. It might be a different story.
Yeah, well, that's when I have to be swayed a little.
Yeah. The happiest moment of your life so far?
I think it was Thailand. I know I've mentioned it before, but I think that was my first holiday really traveling the world, in a sense. And it wasn't just one stop off, it was a few stop offs. When I went to Thailand, I went to Chiang Mai, PP Islands, Phuket, and it was so lovely just to travel and have such, like, I had like my best friend with me, and it was such an amazing experience. I wouldn't have changed it. And I remember being in PP Islands, and we went on this like snorkeling, like boat trip thing, and it was so cheap. It was amazing. It was supposed to be a half-day thing. They took us out for a day. It was amazing. But I went to the Blue Lagoon around PP Island, and just like swam with like the fish, and just felt like the sun just touched my skin, and it sounds crazy, and it might be crazy, but it was so radiating, and I feel like it really recharged me as a person. It was such a nice moment just to be able to feel complete relaxation. So I would say, yeah, that is one of the happiest moments of my life. I just think happiness is so crucial, and traveling is such a blessing itself. So yeah, definitely Thailand. The whole of it was amazing. Loved it.
Yeah. Okay, and the final question of the podcast is: describe yourself in 3 words.
A ray of sunshine.
Oh, okay. That's a really nice one. Very creative on the spot.
I want that to be like me. So but I hope it is. I do hope that it's like a sense of like radiating positivity. And I think when you do like focus on your happiness and focus on your the goals that you want to focus on, I think you have a glow about yourself. So I think a ray of sunshine, I would want that to be the 3 words to describe me. So I'm gonna run with that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, you are a ray of sunshine.
Yes.
Your positivity is insane. And definitely we've got quite a few phrases for you today, haven't we? We've got a Disney ball of energy, ray of sunshine.
I absolutely love it.
No, it's been great having you on.
No, it's been amazing. Like, I absolutely love things like this. This is my first podcast I've ever been on, and it's just nice to be able to just talk, have a conversation, and such a blessing to be around good people as well. So yeah, thank you so much for having me. I absolutely loved it. It's amazing. We've been going on for hours, and I love it. I'd happy go.
I think we could have squeezed a lot more out of you as well.
You could have talked all day.
Yeah.
Maybe honestly don't stop.
Maybe we can call you back in the future when your acting career kind of takes off a little bit more, and
when you have the Tesla.
When you have the
for sure. I'll be sat in Tesla eating a pad thai. That'll be
amazing. I can imagine that.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on, and I'd just like to thank everyone for watching. Just before we go, Leilah, would you like to tell everyone where they can find you on social media and your website if they want to find you?
Yeah, sure. So you can find me on Instagram at LeilahBell7, and my website is leilahdbell.com. So that will have all array of different contact details and little bits of what I do, along with my shop, along with the products that I sell, and also the marketing and business side of things as well. So the website itself is fine, leilahdbell.com.
Brilliant. Thank you,
Leilah.
Thank you so much for giving your time and coming on today. It's been a pleasure.
It's been amazing. I'm going to have a blissful day now because it's started positively, so I like it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, hopefully this cheered everyone up that's watching this. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you all on the next episode.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.